We begin with breaking news. The Greensboro Fire Department is mourning one of its new recruits.
Officials say 36-year-old Andrew Vaughn died this morning after suffering a medical issue during a fitness training. Vaughn was not yet in the department. This was part of a pre-employment assessment. He was slated to join the GFD recruit class beginning September 1st.
They do not know what caused his death, but say right now they do not believe it's heat related. When this happened, it was around 8 o'clock this morning when the temperature was only at 76 degrees.
Now to today's top story. It's day 3 of our Triad heat streak and things aren't cooling down just yet.
That means it's imperative that you keep your hydration up and those strenuous outside activities down.
Yeah, and you got to stay safe out there because obviously this is something that we'll have to watch for another day or two, not till the weekend will we get a little break out there. We are glad that you're spending your afternoon with us here on the 4 to 5. It's a very hot afternoon. Good evening. I'm Eric Chilton along Stacey Spivey and Lauren Coleman.
Hey y'all.
Yeah, thanks for watching us here on WFMY News 2, or maybe you're on Fire Stick, Roku, or the News 2 app. And we're also on Facebook. If you're there, let us know how you're keeping cool in the comments. And speaking of the weather, we do want to start with a look at our forecast to see if things are going to cool off anytime soon.
Yeah, we're waiting. It may take us until the weekend to get there because our temperature is really starting to heat up. I mean, look at these readings with 94 in Greensboro at the airport. High point shows up at 96, way above. That's about 10 degrees above normal for this time of the year. 91 in Asheboro, 95, Lexington, Walnut Cove at 93. Hoping this will be the hottest day, and then we get a little bit better as we head closer to the weekend. The weekend actually looks absolutely perfect, so this is really nice. Dew point readings, everything above 70 there. That means tropical moisture, so what it would be like in the Caribbean, so to speak. We usually don't get that type of dew point here very often. And then what it feels like right now, it feels like 102 in Winston-Salem, 101 in Wilkesboro, an even 100 for Greensboro. Overall, though, when you talk about this weather, it only lasts for another day or two, and then we'll get back to normal. Don't forget that QR code in the bottom right corner of your screen there is how you can download our weather app. It's totally free, and you can take that forecast with you wherever you go.
A local organization is doing what it can to help seniors stay cool in the heat. For more than a decade, Senior Resources of Guilford has run its summer heat relief program. The group provides box fans for seniors who have no other means of cooling in their home. Organizers say phones have been ringing off the hook with more than 100 fans given out in just the past few weeks.
They're box fans. They're 3-speed box fans. So they provide the largest amount of cooling. They're easy to point in any direction, and they're very lightweight, so it's not something heavy and bulky that a senior might find difficult to move around.
Windsor says a majority of the fans are provided by a grant from Duke Electrical, with some donated from residents in the community. He expects Senior Resources of Guilford to provide at least 500 fans to seniors this year.
Seniors are definitely at risk for being hot in the summers in their houses, and a lot of times it's a silent, unaddressed need. So if anybody in the community knows someone who needs something, they can reach out to us.
The summer heat relief program runs through September. Those interested in a fan can call or stop by the Senior Resources of Guilford office. The organization also runs the Meals on Wheels program. And when it gets hot like this, volunteers who drop off meals also provide wellness checks to make sure seniors have air conditioning or other cooling means in their households.
The Meals on Wheels program also provides meals to seniors in need, but lately high gas prices have impacted some volunteers. Forsyth County Senior Services President Lee Covington says thankfully that hasn't affected meal deliveries.
And so our meal prices have increased a bit as a result of that. Fortunately, we're not seeing yet any impact on our volunteers. They use their own vehicles.
Covington says Meals on Wheels serves more than 2,000 people a year in Forsyth County. Right now they're searching for more volunteers, and for sign-up information, just look for this story on our website.
Rising gas prices is one issue we can all relate to, but did you know that the way you use your car AC determines how much gas you use? Gordon Severson in Minneapolis spoke with a tech expert who says it has something to do with your car's make and model.
Steve Reinhardt feels the pain at the pump like we all do.
Especially when gas is almost $5 a gallon.
So he understands why we're all looking for ways to save a little money. And he says how you run your air conditioner in your vehicle can make a big difference.
Your driving habits, how you drive, the model of the vehicle, the make, the engine. The air is drawn in through this area.
Reinhardt says there are so many factors that can affect how much gas your air conditioner uses. According to the EPA and Department of Energy, running your AC can reduce your fuel economy by as much as 25%. For a car that typically gets 30 miles to the gallon, that's like losing 7.5 miles. For a 16-gallon tank, it's like losing 4 gallons of gas, which these days could cost you nearly $20.
If you're trying to save mileage, you're giving up a little bit of comfort.
Reinhardt says yes, the best way to save gas with your AC is to just not use it, or not use it as much, or not use it in low-efficiency situations, like being stuck in stop-and-go traffic.
Stop-and-go traffic, there is a lot of under-hood temperature that takes place from me sitting behind another car that its exhaust is dispelling a lot of heat. Also, you have a black pavement that's giving off a lot of heat.
And when you're at a dead stop, your AC has to work harder to suck in clean air. And when that air comes in, the air has to go through a filter.
Just like your furnace in your house, you have a furnace filter, you're going to have a cabin air filter.
In most vehicles, that filter is located here behind the glove box.
So that one's pretty dirty.
That one is in need of replacement.
Reinhardt says changing that filter out twice a year will keep your AC running smoothly, and it will save you some money. He also recommends that classic tip of parking your car in the shade when you can. It really makes a difference. So does a sunshade you can attach to your windshield.
The sunshades work really good because that's where your biggest sun load is on your windshield. When that sun's beating down through the windshield, it heats that interior up pretty quick.
And when you turn on your AC, do it gradually. Let's say you crank it down to 60 degrees and it gets too cold. Well, then you have to dial it back up to something like 68 or 70. But if you do that, Reinhardt says your vehicle will turn on the heater to warm things up. And switching back and forth like that uses a lot of energy. So it's better to just cool things down gradually.
Sefferson says experts also recommend fighting the urge to crank up that AC when you first get into the car. Instead, they say you should roll down all of the windows, drive for a few miles, and then turn on the AC. That way you don't overwork your unit and can save a bit of money on gas.
Now let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Soon the community will have the chance to preview new safety equipment at Guilford County schools. Next week, the district is testing body scanners at Smith High School and High Point Central High School. Parents and staff can check it out at an open house on Wednesday and Thursday. The scanners will detect guns inside backpacks and jackets, much like those used during sporting events. To find out more about the open house event, just look for the story on WFMYnews2.com. The 18-year-old shooter accused of killing 10 black people in Buffalo, New York is now facing federal hate crime charges. The U.S. Attorney General announced the charges while paying respects to victims' families today.
The affidavit in support of the complaint quotes the defendant as stating that his goal was to, quote, kill as many blacks as possible. The affidavit outlines how the defendant prepared for months to carry out this attack. It alleges that he selected a target in this zip code because it has the highest percentage of black people close enough to where he lives.
The Justice Department also found a letter in the suspect's home apologizing for the attack and explaining he, quote, had to commit this attack because he cares for the future of the white race. Prosecutors say his charges can carry the possibility of the death penalty. Today, the Federal Reserve raised its interest rate by 3/4 of a point, the largest hike in nearly 30 years. The agency hopes the move tames high inflation and prevents another recession. But what does that mean for you? The federal interest rate controls how much banks pay to borrow money from each other. This means you could see higher borrowing costs for personal and business loans.
COVID-19 shots for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers in the U.S. is one step closer to reality. An FDA panel has given both Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine for children under 5 the green light. They are the only group currently not eligible. The CDC will make the final decision on a formal recommendation Saturday. If the CDC signs off, officials say the shots could be available as soon as next week.
Well, rising interest rates won't necessarily bring a smile to your face, but maybe this next story will. A Triad athlete turned motivational speaker is using his reach to empower those in his community. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey spoke with a former baseball player who's now still hitting it out of the park to inspire the next generation. Jalen?
The name CJ Beatty is one that diehard baseball fans in the Triad just might be familiar with. He made his name right here from Glenn High School to North Carolina A&T, and even spending some time in Winston-Salem with the Dash. Now, he and his home team are coming together to pass his love of the game of baseball on to the next generation.
It's huge to give back. You know, in order for me to get to where I'm at, somebody did that for me.
And now, CJ Beatty, along with some help from the Winston-Salem Dash, are providing kids from all over the Triad the chance to feel like a professional ball player.
It's one thing to come watch an amazing showcase of talent, but now to get those kids that want to play for the Dash to actually get to access the field, that's what this is about.
And providing that experience for the kids of the Triad is an opportunity the Dash just can't pass up.
It's just really exciting and really special and really ties into the fact that we want to be a community face and involved with the people here that we serve and welcome in our ballpark.
This Saturday morning from 9 to 11 at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem, kids from ages 8 to 12 can come out and learn the fundamentals of the game from someone who grew up right around the corner.
The number one goal is to inspire. I want the kids to have the wow factor when they come in.
Registration for this camp ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. If you've got a little slugger who you want to get signed up, I've attached a link to the Dash website in this web story on WFMYnews2.com.
That's great. Giving back like that, that's so cool. Plus, you like a little baseball yourself, too, don't you?
You know, it's in the blood, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a hard story to do.
Just a little bit. I think that this is so exciting for kids. I mean, did y'all all go to any sports camps growing up?
Yeah, I did a basketball camp
Yep.
when I was in middle school.
I just remember looking up to those people that were there, and the fact that this guy is going to be here for these local kids is just even better.
I love the fact that he said someone did something for me when I was younger, so now I want to give back to my community.
That's what it's all about, right? Personality, too. That guy's
He's
exploded.
full of personality. He's taken over the whole grassroots baseball effort with a lot of the positive things that he's doing.
That's perfect. Good stuff there. All right, we're taking a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, there are plenty of adults who dream of starting their own business and plenty who can't just get it right. But for one 21-year-old Mount Airy guy, entrepreneurism is in his blood. I spoke with the NC State senior about his new invention and how it can turn all of us into mixologists, no experience needed. Take a look.
I
love the idea of being an entrepreneur, especially when you're young, and that is this guy, Owen Perkins. How did you, I mean, you told me you've always been trying to come up with ways to make money. I mean, what kind of stuff did you do as a kid?
Oh, I was into a lot of things. I ran an eBay store, I ref, volleyball, so lots of opportunities that I've tried to get myself into.
And you've always, like, you have multiple pots on the stove, right, all the time?
Oh, certainly.
Always trying to make money, I love that. How did you come up with this idea?
I came up with this because I can't measure cocktails myself. I just decided that this would be a great idea because I know there are other people out there like me, can't measure, can't remember a recipe. So
that would be me. And so the idea came to you, and then you said, like, how did you make it happen?
I made it happen by just thinking about, okay, what do you really need? And I figured out that, you know, printing this onto a glass was the way to go.
And it's great because then you can just drink straight from the glass, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to have a bunch of fancy stuff. All right, so show us how it works, and what are you going to make?
All right, so I'm going to make a blue Hawaiian. This is personally my favorite. So we will start with the pineapple juice here. So that'll go first. We'll fill to the line there. No measuring. Okay.
You just have to look at the line on the side. That's awesome.
And then we'll do the rum. There we go. Pour that in right up to that line.
This makes it ridiculously easy.
And
like
then
anybody can do this.
We'll do the blue curacao. And that's what it's meant to be. You know, it's meant to be easy for everybody to enjoy. We'll do the coconut cream last. This is the secret ingredient. This is the best part. Got that. All right. And then here's the fun part. We'll add ice. All right. And then we will mix it up.
Here's your tropical drink.
Yep.
In seconds without extra utensils, because I always have to have like a measuring something or another. And
right.
Perfect.
And there it is.
Nice job, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
He saves us a lot of time. And we'll see you later.
Where are you going with that drink, Eric?
He was laughing at me because I walked off camera. What's cool, and Stacy and I were looking at the graphic back here, but so he adds one element, and then he figured out just the kind of the volumetric math to say, okay, if I pour the next one in up to here, that's going to be this much, and he would follow the actual recipes. And most of those recipes, he said, are recipes that are out there. He just made them his own name and got this all. The company, so when you order this, the company makes it, he's got it all set up. He doesn't even have to do anything.
But think about how useful this is. We've gone to a restaurant, there's a drink you want to mimic at home, you try to look up the recipe online, and it doesn't just quite taste right. But he's giving you the key to making a perfect cocktail.
And it's there's like 3 or 4 recipes on each glass, and you can order different glasses with different themes. Some of them are like Caribbean drinks, some are blue drinks, orange drinks.
And what's also interesting about this is, you know, this whole business idea, all it takes is someone taking a common problem or a task that we do every day and just thinking outside of the box and just jumping out there and getting it done. Because this is something simple but useful.
It is.
I mean, this whole time y'all were chatting away, I was thinking, why in the world did I not think of this?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, this is genius.
And it's
and he's gonna probably make a lot of money off of it.
Yep,
it's just.
He's got an Etsy site. His eBay site that he started when he was like 15 or something, he makes tens of thousands of dollars on just that. No telling what he's going to do with this.
And he's only 21.
He's
He's smart. He's got hustle.
He's still not even out of NC State yet. If you want to check it out, I put a link in this story on our website. Check it out.
Cheers.
Well, it looks like this mini heat wave will continue for another day or so. This may be the worst of it. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that. But look at what it feels like right now. So the heat index readings, not actual temperatures, but heat index, 100 even for Greensboro. It's 102 in Winston-Salem, even 102 in Mount Airy and 101 Wilkesboro, Reedsville at 99, Lexington 100. Yeah, we don't like that, do we? We want to change those numbers and make things a little bit better. Tonight, it'll be a little more mild. You'll see those warmer overnight lows, 73. Chance of an isolated storm. Anytime we get this hot, we can't rule that out. And then sun and clouds with late day shower or pop-up storm chance tomorrow, 93, a little bit better than what we've been seeing recently. Not a whole lot to see as far as showers or thunderstorms right now. In fact, even statewide, most of the precipitation is back in the southwestern corner of our state. Now you look at the long range because we need some hope, don't we, to get through this? Well, 2 days away, folks. 93 tomorrow, 94 Friday, a late day shower chance. But then a front will come by, clear us out, cool us down, lower humidity, mid-80s. That'll be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But look at that, right back up again. We get about a 3-day break, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy, mainly dry, but still back up into the mid-90s again.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, FB, how you do?
Less than enthusiastic. Hey, Facebook.
Oh, man.
What is happening, everybody? Comment in there and see what's going on.
Yeah, it is really hot outside.
I kind of want a cookout shake.
Ooh,
Ooh, that
great.
sounds
I like to do
so
the
good.
peanut butter fudge mixed with the Reese's cup.
Are they doing?
Okay,
The
I haven't tried that
watermelon shake.
combination.
Yeah, it's good. I love peanut butter and chocolate.
I
so-
love the peach cobbler. I had that for the first time.
Ooh, I
Oh,
haven't
I've
had
never
that.
had that.
I like the watermelon shakes.
That's what I know it's seasonal. I want to try
Is it out already?
No, it starts in July.
Wait, what? What was that?
Oh.
You know, anymore, I'll take that over a feels like of 100.
So our producer Kayana was just telling us in her ear, Melita, that you said that 95 degrees is a nice day. Made us laugh. Okay, bye, Facebook.
We'll see you in a sec.
A pest control company based out of Raleigh wants to pay you $2,000 if you allow them to release 100 cockroaches into your home. So the company says on its website, this process will allow it to test out a specific pest control technique and gauge how effective the treatment is. It's looking for 5 to 7 homeowners to participate in the study lasting approximately 30 days. So I asked you on my Facebook page, is this something you would do for $2,000? Gina Nelson says no, never. They would have to give me enough money to buy and furnish a nice new home somewhere else. Times are hard, but my sanity is worth more than money. Vanedra Smith wrote, just hand it back to them because it will take that and some more to get rid of them, LOL. Phyllis Lowe, it would be my luck all of them were females and pregnant, so it's a no. David Pete says, no experiments in my house unless I am the one doing the experiment. Times are not that tough. 2,000 is not the magic number. Alandis Mason said, Lauren Coleman, for me, it's a definite no. know. In another month, that $2K will just be a tank of gas and groceries that you'll have to throw away because the roaches got in it. And our very own Avery Powell said, what about $20,000? So
What about $2 million?
I don't know. I don't know if any amount of money would get people to do this, because I had like well over 100 comments on Facebook, and there might have been one yes. There might have been one yes. Everyone was just like, no.
I wouldn't do that, because they say we're going to test this out. What if it doesn't work? And
Absolutely.
You're stuck with all that?
And that's what I'm thinking. Like they said, some people said it's
Yeah.
going to cost more than $2,000 to get rid of them.
Probably true.
That's why I'd say, like, no, like, you need to, like, set the limit much higher. Like I'm thinking $1 million, like I might think about it.
I mean, I think
maybe.
you're right. When you said $2 million off the bat, I said, okay, now you're talking.
Yeah,
But
2,000?
I think like so
Buy a
many
new
of
house.
us online, we read this story and we're like, no, I would never. But I guarantee you their phones are probably ringing off the hook with people being
I'll
like,
bet.
I'll sign up for this. You know, I have nothing to lose. There's nothing in my apartment or
I said,
house.
you have to
or-
give me enough to buy a new house just in case it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do.
In 2000, it just doesn't seem like a lot, because if you think about it, they're looking for 5 to 7 people. That's only like $10,000 that they're losing out on.
Oh, they have a limit. That's
Yeah.
right. They have a, okay. Because I was thinking, well, what if they get like 600 people that want to do this? But
Oh,
no.
no.
Okay.
It's just
Well, that makes
nasty.
sense.
Ugh.
Just when you look at that, that's enough for me to say.
But
no.
up close,
Just
like
imagine
little,
like
No.
stepping on it, the crunch.
the crunch.
That's the part I hate.
Makes me think of Men in
Ew.
Black. You remember Men in Black?
Oh,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
stepping up? Yeah. Well, no, don't take the shot of me with that thing. All right,
No,
we'll take a break.
mm-mm.
We'll be right back.
No.
Creepy.
Hey, it's me. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
Hi there, welcome back to your 4 to 5. Thanks for being with us today. I'm Eric Chilton alongside Stacey Spivey and Lauren Coleman.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching WFMY News 2, Fire Stick Roku, and the News 2 app. You can also watch us on Facebook, so go ahead and hop on there.
Nice and cool, isn't it, out there?
No,
Don't you love it?
it's not nice and
Not
cool.
nice and cool. Yeah, we have to deal with this for a while, and we get a break. So if you think about it, maybe by the weekend we get absolute perfect weather, and then about the middle or early to middle part of next week, it's right back again. So enjoy the weekend while you can. We get a few days of nice stuff. A couple of showers up in Wilkes County, but this is very isolated. You're not seeing a whole lot in the way of showers. And when we go out to a wider shot, the only severe thunderstorm warning, extreme southwestern corner of our state, but for the Triad and really all the way down east to the coast, we're in good shape there as far as that. We'd like a little rain. It probably wouldn't be bad if you got an isolated thunderstorm or two. High pressure in control for a while, and as long as that sits in the southeast, we kind of bake under this. A few storms are possible almost any day when the temperatures get this warm, but once we get to the weekend and we think this other cold front will start to dip down and clear things out, that's when we get lower humidity, way lower temperatures, and sunshine. So Saturday and Sunday are looking absolutely perfect. Forecast planner for tomorrow, not so perfect, with temperatures going up to around 94 degrees by 3 p.m. You can see the feels like, or the heat index, that's close to 100 again tomorrow. It's very hot and humid. That'll stay with us one more day. The weekend, though, low to mid 80s, partly cloudy, and lower humidity.
A local organization is doing what it can to keep seniors cool in this heat. For more than a decade, Senior Resources of Guilford has run its summer heat relief program. The group provides box fans for seniors who have no other means of cooling in their home. The summer relief program runs through September. Those interested in a fan can call or stop by the Senior Resources of Guilford office.
All right, it's not the dog days of summer just yet, but I got to tell you, it feels like it for us and our furry friends. Since we're on the topic, right? Please explain the whole dog days of summer, Chilton.
All right, so that goes back to the Sirius star in the sky. Like we've heard Sirius XM, you notice their logo is a little dog. It's called Sirius, is the dog star.
Oh!
Yep, and whenever that shows up in our sky, and it usually is in the dawn sky this time of the year, it's the hottest time of the year. So we associate it with the dog star, the dog days of summer.
Interesting. Yay. Okay, we all learned something. All right, so here we are with the heat, and our pets can get that heat exhaustion and heat stroke as well.
Excessive panting, just not able to really catch their breath and quite cool down. Their gums get quite red. We can even sometimes see more severe signs like seizures, vomiting, drooling.
Okay, those are all signs of heat stroke. So Dr. Cheney suggests taking shorter walks with your pet, using the grass instead of the pavement, and making sure there's plenty of cold water and shade. Okay, so the shorter walks and walks on the grass is key. The rule of thumb, which is really the rule of the palm. See what I did there? If you can't put your palm of your hand on the pavement and leave it there for more than 5 seconds, it is too hot for your dog to actually take a walk on the pavement. Kind of like you wouldn't want to do it barefoot, right?
Absolutely, like running to the mailbox real quick. That is painful without shoes on.
Crossing the street when you're on that dark pavement, like on a road.
Right.
No way.
All right, so that makes me think of burning your feet when you're on the beach sand, right? Because the beach sand gets really, really hot and stuff like that. Well, your pet's paws can actually get burned too.
It can blister their feet. I mean, it can give them second and third degree burns. Be basically like you putting your hand on top of a hot stove.
So what we want you to do is carry extra water and offer it to your pet for whenever, like, more than usual. Usually you wait till you take them in, but no, do it in the middle of the walk. Now here's something else. You ready for it this time? All right, so we're talking about pet sunscreen for dogs. Hairless breeds, canines who have short light-colored coats, and lightly pigmented eyelids and noses. They need sunscreen, people. Sunscreen. Can you think about putting sunscreen on your dog, please?
I did not know that was a thing. I don't have a pet, so I didn't know that you could do that. But it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I don't know if I would go. I don't know, really.
Would you put the would you put the sunscreen on?
Why not?
I mean, I've noticed Wrigley's nose has gotten really dry before, so I put a little Vaseline on it.
Well, they say that's the same thing, that the nose and the ears, right, are the places where you need to put the sunscreen. And they say Banana Boat has a pets only sunscreen. What? So does Burt's Bees. You can find it at your local pet store, friends.
Really cool. Learn something new. Well, staying on the topic of pet exhaustion, social media can't stop talking about that one pup that got quite the workout. Just take a look at this video of your screen. Staff members calling this pup Mighty Joe Young after a gorilla chased him around a California zoo exhibit. Thankfully, he did make it out okay. Steve Price spoke with San Diego park employees who say they did everything to keep that dog safe.
This little guy is doing great today, but over the weekend, he was monkeying around in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No. Ah! No! Oh my God, dude.
Robert Robles couldn't believe what he caught on camera Saturday at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, a dog in the gorilla habitat running for its life.
They just started chasing after him, and that was pretty nerve-wracking.
Oh my God, I'm about to get so scared.
Employees called out to the gorillas, but at first they were too distracted by the unexpected visitor. Families at the park, fearing the worst, were then told to leave.
A lot of employees showed up from the zoo, and they literally kicked us out.
A few minutes later, the gorillas followed orders to leave the area, prompting this statement from the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Wildlife care specialists successfully recalled the 2 gorillas out of the habitat so the dog could be removed. Recall training is a part of the regular safety procedures at the park.
Oh, it's okay, buddy.
The San Diego Humane Society was called in to rescue the dog. Samantha Clark says she used a calm, friendly voice to coax over the petrified pooch.
He just wanted to go out.
Samantha believes he's a 1.5-year-old Shepherd mix, and while he's calm now, his demeanor Saturday was a little different. It's not clear how the dog got into the gorilla enclosure, but apparently he's been spotted in the area before, hanging out with a few buddies near the back of the park's property. No animals or people were injured, but Samantha knows this could have ended much worse. Unfortunately, the dog isn't microchipped, so he's currently on a stray hold with the hope the owner will come forward. That said, this little guy is quickly winning over new friends and already has an adoption waiting list.
No. Ah! No, oh my God.
Wow.
That's horrible. It's a miracle that he made it out. And I can't get over that he knew, I guess it's instinct, but how to get back there so the gorilla couldn't get to that area, I guess? I don't know.
And just how quick that gorilla was going.
Fast.
How quick the dog is, too.
I know, but just, I mean, I knew gorillas were fast, but just watching that in action, that's just, I mean, I'm just glad that that dog was able to get away, because that could have been a really nasty.
Well, I think it's all ended best case scenario. They were able to get the gorillas away from the dog and then get the dog to safety. And it sounds like he's already got someone up for ready to be, like he's ready to be adopted, basically.
Yeah. Oh, they got a waiting list already.
What if the gorilla just wanted to play?
You never
They
know.
are. They're supposed to be very curious, right?
Yeah. So
but like they're also so strong.
Maybe that's what was going on here.
I don't think that dog wanted to find out.
They were playing tag.
Yeah, right.
But can you imagine being at a zoo and seeing this?
I'm surprised somebody was able to get it on camera. Like they just maybe just happened to be in there already filming it, because it seemed like this happened fairly quickly.
Did y'all see what they named the dog?
No.
After this, the nickname? Mighty Joe Young.
Of course.
Yeah, he has a brave spirit.
Well, he looked like a sweet dog too.
He did, very handsome.
Just very spontaneous, a little adventurous.
It must be to go in the gorilla enclosure. No thanks.
Yeah. I'm just glad that had a happy ending.
Me too. Me too.
All right, well, let's get into some of your headlines with your 4 to 5 roundup. Dr. Anthony Fauci, White House Chief Medical Advisor, has tested positive for COVID-19. The National Institutes of Health says the 81-year-old is fully vaccinated and has been boosted twice. They say his symptoms are mild and he hasn't had recent close contact with President Joe Biden or other top government officials. Fauci is expected to return to work when he tests negative. The state's weekly COVID report is showing what appears to be a leveling off in hospitalizations. The latest patient count is 737. You can see it's the lowest number in the past 10 days. Prior to that, this number had steadily gone up for the past couple of months. Our most recent high number was recorded just 2 days ago at 804 patients. So it's too early to tell whether this number will continue on a downward slide. Just 7 weeks ago, there were about 350 patients. Today's number is more than double that amount.
Soon, the community will have the chance to preview new safety equipment at Guilford County Schools. Next week, the district is testing body scanners at Smith High School and High Point Central High School. Parents and staff can check it out at an open house on Wednesday and Thursday. The scanners will detect guns inside backpacks and jackets, much like those used during sporting events. To find out more about the open house event, just look for the story on WFMYnews2.com. Today, the Federal Reserve raised its interest rate by 3/4 of a point, the largest hike in nearly 30 years. The agency hopes the move tames high inflation and prevents another recession. But what does this mean for you? The federal interest rate controls how much banks pay to borrow money from each other. This means you could see higher borrowing costs for personal and business loans. And we'll be right back after this quick break.
Wonderful. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
North Carolina basketball coming off a national championship run came up just a little bit short though, 3 points short as a matter of fact. Now it's time to put in the work for next year. Head coach Hubert Davis had a summer press conference today where they talk about where the team stands as they head into summer. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson tells us what he had to say.
The best thing going for the Tar Heels heading into a new year, they have 4 of their 5 starters coming back. Could we see another championship run in 2023? Maybe, but right now head coach Hubert Davis tells us how he feels to just keep them on the roster.
For Caleb and RJ and Armando and Leaky, they finally got to a point where they taste the type of success that all of us as former players have experienced, and they didn't want to give it up. Like, it really makes me feel really good that they had a good time and they enjoy being here.
Enjoy playing for Carolina, enjoy being on the national stage, but you know, I think it's safe to say that they did not like that result. Caleb Love was pretty emotional after falling to Kansas in that championship game, and I bet you were too, Eric Chilton.
Yeah, but you know what? It was such a shock that this team made it that far. They were a bubble team. Nobody expected them. They were an 8 seed, and so it was kind of a fairy tale year. So it's probably the only time that I remember as a Carolina fan not being so upset that they lost a championship. And you know, we've done it before 2 years in a row. Lost the first, went back and won. So who knows?
And you know, they were getting hot at just the right time, and to see it end just like that, I'm sure they are fired up to just keep that momentum going into this year and maybe start that sooner so that they can really be ready for that championship game.
Yeah, we got to get that 5th position, that one last scholarship in there, and then we'll see what happens. Thanks, Amanda. We appreciate it.
It's now time for your U-Day moment. Coach Lamont explains a new VHS. It's not the one that you're thinking about. He's not talking about those old home videotapes. Instead, VHS stands for a new way of thinking. Check it out.
Remember the old VHS tapes? We have come a long way, haven't we? But here's a new lesson on the new VHS. No, I'm not trying to set us back in time, but teach you a formula that will catapult you forward into a sound and successful future. The new VHS is vision, hearing, and speaking. If you see it for your life and hear that small inner voice that grants your life permission to forge forward, and then you confirm it by speaking it forth, you position yourself to prosper in every level of your life. It is imperative that you don't turn your VHS against you, but make it work for you. Today, start to see life the way that you want to see life. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
VHS.
do you mind if I go off on a tangent real quick? Because he brought up VHS, and I've been watching Stranger Things recently, which is set in the 80s, and which was my time. And so when I look at that, I get sentimental because I think of all the blockbusters and how everybody, remember on Friday nights and everybody would go get that. I miss that.
Blockbusters, Hollywood videos.
Yes.
Really brings back our childhood too, because we
that's-
were around VHS times too.
I loved it.
But
anyway, back to this.
You know, I always agree with Coach Lamont, but I feel like he's missing a letter.
Ooh.
The letter A, action. Because I feel like you can hear things, you can speak things into existence, you can see things, but if you don't put action towards any of these things, you can't let your dreams and visions come to life. So
Talk is cheap.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I totally agree. I was just distracted the whole time by the VHS, thinking about
I was too.
all the tapes that I used to watch, and it really is just kind of like, remember when?
I still have all my dad's VHSs that my dad passed away in '03, but I kept them all, and I don't even have a VHS recorder, but I'd love to go back and watch all the stuff that we used to
I'm
record.
sure you could like rent a VHS recorder from a library. So my parents at their house, we have a big tub underneath the guest bedroom in the basement, and it has like all the Disney movies. We have all the Disney movies.
We have all the Disney classics
every single one
on VHS.
Yeah, on VHS. And so, you know, some of them started coming out on DVD and Blu-ray, but we have all the originals.
I like that. It's funny. We were talking during the break, and Lauren said, "What? One day are we just going to get like a microchip of all of our movies on it?" I mean, everything's digital now.
I mean, it's on the cloud,
Our
right?
great-grandchildren are going to be in the movies. They're going to be like Iron Man and just go like this.
It's just going to be like,
and
they're part of the experience.
Step into the movie.
That virtual reality thing, be able to rewatch a movie that you love but put yourself in it, that would be crazy.
Oh, I would love to be a Disney princess.
So there you go. You are, Stacy.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. We're all talking about how hot natured some of us are. Not Stacy Spivey. She probably loves this. 73 for the overnight low tonight. Yeah, Lauren and I are on the same page. Partly cloudy, isolated storm possible tonight. Not widespread by any stretch of the imagination. Tomorrow, a high of 93. A late day shower or storm chance is possible, but otherwise kind of a mixture of sun and clouds. There's not a whole lot happening with rain across the Triad, but along the mountain range, we're seeing a little bit more in the way of again, very isolated, but scattered shower or storm. High pressure, as long as that stays in the deep south like that, we just bake underneath that thing. Cold front to the north, trying to get here. Don't think it will be able to until maybe Friday night and heading into the weekend. Until then, we've got the hot weather on the front side or the east side of that cold front, and that stays with us for a while. Your forecast planner tomorrow, we're up to 94 for the high temperature. That feels like index could approach 100 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast as we look at this. 93 and 94 for Thursday, Friday, so still very warm with a late day shower or storm chance. That is a 40 and 30% chance. Then this weekend's beautiful, mid-80s, low humidity and sunshine. Love that. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then right back to the mid-90s on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, I have some news to share with you all. Some of you probably saw the announcement on my Facebook page or maybe Instagram. If not, tomorrow will be my last day here at WFMY News 2. It's been a very tough decision to make because I love this family. I love my News 2 family, the people here, the people I've met here in the Triad, and it's really hard to say goodbye. And I'm going to be sharing some more about this in my 2 cents today, which is coming up in just a minute, and also tomorrow about what's next for me. But I wanted you to know how much I've enjoyed these last 3 years here at News 2. From being on the Good Morning show to the 4 to 5, I've made so many wonderful memories, and I've also made some lifelong friends, including these two that have stood by me. Coming to the show has been the best experience. I consider you both two of my very dearest friends. Okay, I'm gonna stop or I'll start crying. We'll save this for tomorrow, but this is so hard.
Yeah.
Lauren said she's such a sweet person.
Yeah, I was just talking to Eric and I said, Stacy is a genuine person and you know her heart is always in a great place. And you don't come across people like that very often, so it's been so wonderful working with you the last few months. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm so happy for you and what's next to come. And I'm excited for you to share that news with everybody.
It's, you know, it's funny. So you started on GMS when I was still on the Good Morning show. So we worked together there. That's a whole different world because of the hours and all that. It's like being in a fraternity or sorority. Everybody just complains about those strange hours. We did that together. Then me coming to this show and then you finally joining. And I will tell you, and Lauren's right, I've met a lot of people in 34 years of television, and there are lots of attitudes in TV, and there are lots of cynical people, and this is not one of them. One of the sweetest, most genuine people I've ever met, and a great mom. So I mean, all that together, it's just we hate to see you go. We got one more day though.
I know.
Right?
I'm really trying my best. I'm such an emotional person. If y'all know me, you know me. I've cried on air before. It's not the first time. But this is a really, really hard goodbye because of you two and because the people behind the scenes here. It's been an amazing experience. I've had a lot of life experiences here, and I'm not gonna.
It's another chapter.
Yeah, and I'm always gonna come back and visit. So
absolutely.
Well, we love you, Stacy.
Yes,
I love y'all. Love y'all too.
We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Oh, okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Check 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Callie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, hello, hello.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2.
Lots of information in this, I have to remember. No, you're good, Callie. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check.
Third person's a charm. I am the third person to get a mic check out of the live shots. This is Hunter, and I am talking about...
Hi there, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts.
It's time for my 2 cents. Tomorrow will be my last day here at WFMY News 2. A lot has happened in the last 3 years, from getting married and buying our first home to living in a pandemic and having a baby. You've been through each amazing and sometimes challenging milestone with me. Some of my best memories will be from right here in the Triad, and I will always cherish my time here. But now it's time to make new memories and closer to family in Arkansas. With the move comes even more life changes. Not only is this my last week at News 2, it's also my last week as a news anchor. After nearly 10 years as a journalist, I've decided to step away from the lights and cameras and focus on family. It's been my dream since I was a little girl to be on the news. Here I am pretending to be a meteorologist when I was in kindergarten. My dream came true when I got a call from a news director in Tyler, Texas, offering me my first job. It then took me back home to Little Rock to work for the station that I grew up watching, to Roanoke, Virginia, to be a full-time anchor, and where I met my wonderful husband. And here, where I started a family. I couldn't have done it without my amazing husband, family, friends, and you. Thank you for letting me tell your stories, for doing those last-minute interviews, for sending words of encouragement, celebrating my big life moments, and watching me live out my dream. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
The Greensboro Fire Department is mourning one of its recruits. He died after taking part in a fitness test. Today was introduction day for the fire department's next incoming class.
Investigators say he collapsed after running a mile and a half. WFMY News 2's Ariel Cadet joined